Karthik. I'm the CTO at Zalora Group. I am also one of the original co-founders. Zalora is a Singapore-headquartered Southeast Asian online fashion business. We have about 1,500 people across these markets that we serve, and we're predominantly in the business of selling clothes, shoes, and handbags to men and women in their 20s or early 30s. So Zalora, at this point, we have an active app install base of 20 million users in Southeast Asia. For us, I think our key mission statement is fashion on demand, 24/7, as quickly and as conveniently as the customer wants at her doorstep, if necessary in the blink of an eye. And this encompasses the entire customer and brand promise that then is delivered through the tech platform that we run on Amazon Web Services. We moved to the cloud and AWS primarily because the business was growing at an average of 100% in the first 3-4 years of our existence. In the physical server world, you have to manage your own backups, you have to manage your own failovers, you have to clean up logs on your servers. I mean, it does get quite cumbersome. All of this gets in the way of being a very nimble, agile, fast startup company that is able to match demand with supply. And for us, Amazon Web Services allowed us to do that without sounding dramatic, in the blink of an eye. We outgrew what the server world offered to us, and it was just the right time for us to switch over into a provider like Amazon Web Services. So I think with AWS, we've managed to nail auto-scaling really well on Amazon EC2. So we don't really worry about how much traffic we get because the platform just scales horizontally as and when demand increases. The main things that we use AWS for are all of our customer-facing technology runs on AWS. So the Zalora iOS app, the Android app, the product catalog, the search facility, checkout, payments, all of that runs on AWS. In addition to that, all of our backend systems run on AWS. So our warehouses run our software, which run on AWS. So the pick, pack, ship, inbound, outbound, the absolute nuts and bolts of retail, they all run on the cloud. We don't spend a single dollar on servers for the last 16 months. I mean, we're completely on AWS. We use Amazon EC2, Redshift, S3, and RDS with AWS Lambda. One of the examples of how we use these services together is our operational data warehouse, which our buying, marketing, and operations teams look at pretty much in real time for sales, ops, KPIs, and other key metrics that allow us to run the business on a day-to-day basis. My DevOps team, which runs the tech infrastructure, is 3 people for all of the scale that we run. My data warehouse team that does all of the reporting on the platform side is 4 people. Typically, you'd expect for something like 300 EC2 instances, so the compute equivalent of that in the server world, you'd need a team of 10 or 15 engineers to manage that. So we're able to stay very light and nimble on this front. One of the key metrics I focus on from the tech side is what is the utilization of my infrastructure. With AWS, we're able to live on the edge with something like a 60% utilization for the most part, and the rest of it is our risk tolerance. I would say that our infrastructure spend has stayed constant and is actually dropping because one of the biggest amounts of money we spend as a tech company. And one of our internal goals is to keep cutting that, and Amazon Web Services really helps us achieve that. One of the metrics we always look at is what is the average page speed on a typical e-commerce page. There is a clear, tangible benefit to the end customer by using a cloud provider that is able to scale as fast as AWS is. Gives us the optionality that we normally wouldn't have in a physical hosting setup. With Amazon Web Services, is for us the primary and the only choice for cloud services for the foreseeable future.